This is Did They Game It? Welcome to Did They Game It? Welcome back to Did They Game It? Welcome back to Did They Game It? Alright, welcome to Did They Game It? Welcome to Did They Game It? Welcome back to Did They Game It? Alright, welcome back to Did They Game It? Welcome back to Did They Game It? Alright, welcome back to Did They Game It? This is Did They Game It? Hey Sean.
What's up, Mike?
You ever see that old show Dinosaurs with the puppets?
Oh yeah, I love that show.
Yeah, I was watching it the other day and it's kind of weird because they do like a clip show, like only 22 episodes in. I thought that's just kind of a lame, unoriginal thing to do, like that early on in a show.
Of course.
Yeah, just keep coming at us with original ideas. You're not that far into it.
Didn't Seinfeld do that too?
Well, they did it towards the end.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, once you start doing that, it's like you already had ideas this quick.
Yeah, we just gotta have filler episodes.
Anyway, on today's show, Sean and I are going to look back at the last 10 games that we reviewed and rank them from best to worst.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I love clip shows.
They're the best, right? Just all the hit parts.
Those are always the best episodes that people up. All right, well, starting off with movies, I think we should just go from best to worst because I think some of the top, well, at least the top two should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, I was thinking for us that the top two are probably very similar.
Just swapped.
Yeah.
All right, you can go ahead. What's your number one?
Number one, so we want to start with the best.
Yeah, start with the best of the 10 that we've already watched and reviewed.
All right, so my IP rank for the games that we have looked at so far is Jaws number one for the IP. Last episode that we recorded was the Jaws one, and I think people who listen to it will understand that, yep, that's my favorite movie. So that was an easy choice. How about you? What's your number one?
Rocky.
I assume that as well.
And I'm just going off the first movie.
Yeah.
You could go off the whole thing. I'd still pick Rocky if it was 1 through 5 or 6 or... Yeah, there's just the 6. 1 through 6. I'd still pick it number 1.
Okay, so no, this is good. This is good. So I feel like there's no surprise there.
Yeah.
Right? Our number ones were pretty clear cut. For number two, now this one you kind of messaged me the other day saying we're ranking like the Rocky game is Rocky.
Yeah.
As the first movie. And Lethal Weapon as the third.
Yes.
Okay, so those IEPs are that. So I'm going Rocky 2. Rocky as my number 2 choice in that case then.
Yeah, I'm going Jaws as number 2. And again, that's because only Lethal Weapon 3, not the whole series. If it was the whole series, then it would change the order.
Right, there's no Sam Bowie in this draft, right? It's either Akeem or Michael Jordan.
Even like with Rocky 1 through 5, would it still be your number 2?
Over Lethal Weapon 3?
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of 2, but I mean, comparatively, yeah. Like, but if it was Lethal Weapon 2 or 3 or 1 or 2, I might have switched it.
So let's see if this is where it gets interesting. What's your number 3?
And number 3 is Lethal Weapon 3. It was the first time watching it, and I love Riggs and Murtaugh and their hijinks. And compared to the other ones, that's kind of where I was like, I feel the strongest about my top 3 IPs.
And so the schism begins. My number 3 is Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, okay.
I watched some of those episodes. I enjoyed them more than I thought, and I might watch more of them. So yeah, that would be my number. It's probably just because, again, if it was all the Lethal Weapons, it would be there. But since it's just number 3, I picked Starsky and Hutch.
You know what? That's totally fair, and I don't think it's much of a schism because my number 4 is Starsky and Hutch as well. Again, I also have not watched any other episodes since the first one, but I could definitely catch myself watching that show. I would rather watch it than any of the other IPs that we have that our games are based off of that we've reviewed so far. So I think our 4 are probably all the same, our top 4.
Yeah, this may shock you. Lethal Weapon 3 is my number 4. All right. Well, I mean, that was,
Pretty chalky. Pretty
yeah.
chalky.
All right. Number 5?
Here's where things might get, the schism might begin, as you said. I'm going Home Improvement. Episode 1, if you listened, you probably know that was very much appointment viewing for my family and I when I was a kid, and so I feel like just those nostalgic bones are being tinkled there, and that's why I would put Home Improvement at number 5.
I went Lawnmower Man at number 5. And that's not for the quality of the film or the film. It's the laughs. Like, I got a lot of good laughs off of it. So, not for the quality of the picture, but for my viewing experience, I got a lot of good laughs. Your chip is dead, Dr. Angelo.
So much unintentional comedy with Lawnmower Man, and I'm glad it made your top 5 because, wow, that was a wild ride.
It was close grading these just because of that, where it's I'm going off me because quality of film it shouldn't be that high, but I just thought I did enjoy it out of the like the first 4 I would watch probably just because I like them for what they are, but 5 and later that's where it's like probably just for the unintentional humor in some.
Exactly. The first 4, I mean, obviously there's like the specific ranking, but those are 4 where I feel those are the strongest 4. For entertainment value, like I'm watching them not just because they're terrible. I'm watching them because I'm actually enjoy them. 5 and beyond is where it's like, besides the Home Improvement nostalgia thing, it just it doesn't really age well. So yeah, that's where we're gonna get some interesting territory, and this one is gonna be probably your highest reach if we had to do this. But my number 6 is Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, yeah, I did appreciate the music, and some of the elements of the Blues Brothers in there, but comparatively to the other ones, there's not a lot. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel for sure.
At number 6, I took Cutthroat Island.
Okay.
Uh, Honestly, yeah, just didn't mind it. It was like over 2 hours, which I didn't care for, but still, for what it was, that's just kind of what I didn't really have any strong opinions about it either way.
That's really kind of surprising because we had talked about earlier too, just how like that's kind of one of the elements of either something being good and tolerable for you or not is the runtime, the length of a movie or a show. And so for a 2 hour meh kind of movie to crack that, that's that's really stretching your bounds there.
That one was it almost did get knocked down more, but there's some other movies that are long because Jaws and Rocky were longer, but it's like your good films, you have me the whole time.
Right. There's no dull moments. You're captivated for everything.
Yeah, and this one just didn't I didn't really feel anything either way about it. I didn't hate it, I didn't like it.
Just
It's kind of hard to grade when it's just like
feeling indifferent.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. In the 7th spot, that's where I had Lawnmower Man, the Lawnmower Man, because of the unintentional comedy and just yeah, like I don't know, it was a lot to take in watching the directors or watching the cinematic and then the director's cut back to back and then playing the game. We just got a full afternoon of Lawnmower Man in there.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought you were gonna put Lawnmower Man higher.
It might have shocked you, but when I really consider it, I couldn't. I don't know if I'd want to watch it again.
I thought you felt passionately about the Lawnmower
I
Man.
did in the moment.
Okay. It faded.
I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
I was getting pretty concerned about some of my friends after I watched and played Lawnmower Man because then they all started watching it and talking about it. And I thought it's not very good, you guys.
No, this is cinema.
Yeah, we did some deep character dissection for Lawnmower Man.
Maybe because yeah, the content was a little heavier than Blues Brothers 2000, where it's just like you can put on a song and have a little fun. I don't know. The whole idea of like some super intelligence taking over.
All right, my number seven is Home Improvement. Again, it's kind of in the same realm as Cutthroat Island. I have no strong feelings towards it either way. Just kind of there. Like, I don't really care to watch any more episodes, but I also wouldn't be opposed if it was on.
Right.
So that's why that's number seven.
That's fair. That's fair. And our kind of midsection is very similar too. I had Cutthroat Island at 8. Again, yeah, just kind of there. There were some elements that are entertaining, a lot of just kind of meh. It just, I don't know. I guess it catches that swashbuckling itch that you might get a hankering for every now and then. But not much to say other than it was just okay. And compared to the final two that are on the board, which I don't want to have to relive anymore.
So my number eight is Fantastic Four. And that was the one that almost took Cutthroat Island spot because of the length.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's like 20 minutes shorter. But I did enjoy Cutthroat Island more. Like, that's the thing. It's like leveling out the time I have to spend on a movie I don't care about. But I did like Cutthroat Island more than Fantastic Four. We talked about nothing happens. Nothing happens for the whole movie. It's really just kind of one of the most boring superhero movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really hard to fathom that it's like you have this origin story for these superheroes, and you have multiple
Yeah,
heroes,
four.
and nothing happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, don't. I lean more towards disliking it than the other ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Um, my number 9 is Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of it, nothing happens. Just, I don't know, bad taste from the first viewing, being a kid in high school on a date and just being like, this is a terrible movie and it's a terrible date. Like, I don't know. Nothing was good. So having to rewatch it again, it was a little better, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, just did not like the movie.
I just think a lot. If you hadn't taken that date to Fantastic Four, you're probably married with kids, but you wouldn't be here right now, so it wouldn't be worth it.
It could have, that was my Fantastic Four origin story.
That's your Doctor Doom story.
That's my Doctor Doom story, exactly.
In a different reality, everything's different if you didn't see the Fantastic Four. And my number nine, Balls of Fury. I just, I don't. Who's that for? I don't think because you said like maybe teenagers or what. I was a teen when it came out. It's not. It,
Didn't scratch the itch.
I didn't watch it then. I just saw the trailers when I was a teenager, and I thought that just looks dumb as shit. I don't want to see it. And then the people who quoted it and liked it were exactly the kids I thought they would be.
Wait, who quoted this movie?
Well, first off, that like Maroon 5,
Oh,
the guy
okay.
that I made fun of, quoted it, that group quoted it, and it's like they are who we thought they were.
Just Denny Green, right? Is that the Denny Green soundbite? Or no?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
Michael Singletary?
No, that's fuck. No, I can't remember.
We are who they thought they were.
Yeah, that was Danny. Yeah, that was the Cardinals.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. They are who we thought they were,
That's great.
and we let them off the hook.
Yes.
We let them go around in society trying to tell us what was funny and what wasn't.
Now, if you want to crown them, crown their hats. Oh, God. Let's get this back on track, huh? Number 10, final IP pick for me is Balls of Fury. What more needs to be said? Again, who is that for? I don't know. No one. It was like the time of let's take this outlandish sport or activity idea, and make a comedy movie out of it. Whether that's dodgeball, ice skating, or ping pong in this case. Uh, yeah, just just terrible. I hated it. I hated it when I first saw it. I hated it the second viewing, and nothing, no unintentional comedy that you can like make fun of just because it's like it's just awful.
Well, and my number 10, you could probably guess, it's Blues Brothers 2000. I don't even know if I'd say I was disappointed when I was a kid because I knew it wasn't gonna be good. I just didn't know it was gonna be that ridiculous, heinous even. And the runtime really does not help for me. One of my bugaboos is runtime on movies that I don't like, and this was one of the longer movies. I just love Dan Aykroyd. Love John Goodman too.
Yeah.
Hated every other aspect of this basically. Even where the music came in, it either like was just it just went on too long. And it was like really just like a blues performance, which is whatever, that's fine. But that wasn't what the first one was. The lack of car chases just irked my ass because that was one of the main things that everybody remembers from the first movie. And it's like, oh, remember that thing you all loved from the first movie? Yeah, we're going to do it now or not. And yeah, because it kept hinting that there was going to be a chase scene or something cool. It's like, oh, get ready. Nope. That and, what they did to Eric Clapton.
I was gonna say, yeah, just
Well, what they did to everybody in the cast and crew.
yeah, just kind of they're there, but not really highlighting anything. No, I'm not shocked by your last pick, knowing how we discussed that. I was like, okay, that's clearly Michael's number 10
Well, you had
in this
to.
ranking.
You're sitting next to me seeing those faces too.
Well, and I know for you too, right? It continged or it how long were you in the doghouse for picking the movie for family movie night after that one?
Dude, I think I just like put myself, I think I just left. I think that was probably the first time I ran away from home.
The first time, huh?
Yeah, I can't believe it. Maybe it was also that I had to pay for it. I had to pay to fucking watch that again.
So it's hitting you in all levels. The pocketbook.
Yeah, I don't even,
Decision making.
and I don't even have a physical copy of it. We had to just stream it on it. I don't know why a physical copy would make me feel better about it, but I guess something for the actual money I spent.
It's like when you're a hunter, right? And you mount your kill on the wall or whatever, I guess, right? Like, hey, that's what I took down.
I mean, that's
There's something tangible there, whereas like streaming, it's just my money's gone.
well, that's what's weird when you pay for something and you don't actually have it or get any sustenance on it. It's just like, what did you pay for? The experience. I paid for the fucking experience of Blues Brothers 2000, knowing that it was terrible.
I already knew this was bad. Now I have to relive this badness.
They got me again.
Yeah. So much money has been spent on that movie.
All right, and then the video games. Let's go worst to first.
Okay, worst to first.
You can go ahead and start again.
All right. This might shock you, but my worst movie, or no, my worst game rather, is Blues Brothers 2000. I could not stand playing this game. I couldn't figure out the controls, the lack of things to do and just explore. I just could not stand it.
I'm not shocked.
No.
I figured that was gonna be there. I thought it was. No, I thought it was gonna be that one. I was thinking it was gonna either be that or Balls of Fury. Were gonna be your bottom two, I thought. Mine, and I know we're not gonna agree on this, is Fantastic Four.
Okay.
That's my number 10. Not that it was a terrible game or that there is anything really wrong with it. I think it's because too I played much better games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that. And it's just the fact that I paid for it, and not a lot. Like I forgot how much I paid, but it wasn't very much.
Again, still coming out of your pocketbook.
And the fact that it's not even the difficulty or anything. I just don't care about playing it again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, It's like the worst thing about a game where it's like, no, it's playable and it's not terrible. I just don't care. So
That,
that's why it's number 10 for me.
that's totally fair. Totally a good spot for you. Number 9. This is Balls of Fury. I mean, it's if you can even call it a game, really, because it is just virtual ping pong with a few little moves mixed in there. I don't know if it's just because it's the Wii that it's a little glitchy sometimes or difficult to respond. Sometimes maybe that's part of the issue, but it just was kind of lacking. But overall, you knew what the objective was.
Mm-hmm.
You're there to play virtual ping pong, and so if that's your thing, that's what you're gonna do. Nothing really more than that.
Yeah, number 9 for me is Balls of Fury.
Okay.
I think the main thing was the 2-player because single player, it's not a terrible game. It's exactly what you think it is. It's ping pong, not a good game, not a terrible game. But the 2-player, it just seemed like it barely functioned properly with the
Mm-hmm.
two of us playing. And I think that would have been the thing that boosted it up because I think if we could have both actually played against each other without it glitching out or completely missing on swings, it would have been higher. We might have actually had fun with it.
Sure.
But yeah, that's why it's so low. I mean, it's just a basic game and 2-player is crap, so it really took a lot of points down because of that.
And that's obviously like the Wii is a system where you're meant to experience it, and especially the like that was kind of the whole idea was like experience this kind of style of game with your friends, right? Like these kind of periphery games and games where it's a little more interactive than just hitting buttons, right? You're actually having to swing the controller like a paddle. So, yeah, the fact that their 2-player was as atrocious as it was really degraded that game.
Yeah, and I thought maybe it was because of maybe the way the sensor bar was set up in the room or something, but other 2-player things work, so I'm guessing it was just the game.
Okay. Number 8, The Lawnmower Man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't know if it's just like platformer difficulty or whatever. I know our styles of gaming are very different, but that it was cool and ambitious. Like I do appreciate like the virtual reality aspects that they had between platforming levels, but it was really challenging and just not really my cup of tea. So, well, I think it's a decent game, and I think they did game it. For my gaming experience and pleasure, I'm going to rank it pretty low.
Uh, my number, yeah, I was kind of surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
My number 8 is Jaws.
All right.
Just because, again, kind of like with the Fantastic Four, where I just don't care to keep playing it. And the camera killed it a lot
Mm-hmm.
because I had a real problem with that. Yeah, mostly the camera and just, yeah, I feel like you kind of get the whole game in the first few levels where it's like, okay, that's basically it. You don't like really, I don't know, the stakes barely get upped, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because even the part where you had to fight the whale or Shamu or Orc or whatever, when you had to fight that, it was like once you get the pattern of just how it swims around, you just stay behind it and hit it. So yeah, just kind of too predictable for me. That's why it's so low.
Yeah, no, that's a great shout too. Number 7, similar to the Lawnmower Man in game experience, is Home Improvement. Also very challenging and just a certain like style platformer. Just kind of from only playing it when you're around, or like when I'm over here, uh, like we'll kind of advance, but it is all kind of the same, right? Like it's very repetitive, and so it does kind of take you out of that element of things. And just again, being a boy and disappointed that the intro credits had like game aspects to it, like video game aspects, and not much of that is recreated, kind of disappointed me.
That's my number 7, Home Improvement.
Right on.
But mine was mostly because the repetitiveness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I played it by myself, and so I got a lot further and spent more time on it. And a couple times because I revisited it trying to beat it, I got to points where I actually had two different times I had a lot of lives and was doing like the best I've done, so I was set up and I just quit because when you have to play five different levels for this like one stage and they're the exact same over and over and you do the exact same thing. Just if you would have done it like two or three times for each chapter before you moved on, I could have done that. But five or six, yeah. So that was my main thing, is just repetitiveness because I think it was fun. I think it was a good enough challenge. It wasn't impossible, but yeah, it was just too repetitive at the end.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things that seems to happen a lot, especially with those early kind of platform games. It's just like, hey, let's recycle some things and see if it works and sticks. Number six for me, I have Cutthroat Island. There's a little variety to the levels. As far as like, there's some where you're fighting, and then others where you're like on a vehicle or so forth, and trying to get through it. So it kind of broke up the monotony of the level system, and it did pretty much follow the game, which was kind of cool because up until this point, I think most of the game, well, except with maybe the exception of Lawnmower Man, the everything was kind of out of order of things and so forth. So the Cutthroat Island, I feel, was the most true representation from the IP to the game thus far. So I have that in the sixth spot.
So this is really where I became undecided,
Mm-hmm.
like four, five, and six, because even looking at them now, I'm still moving them around
Okay.
in my head. And at number six, man,
Do it.
I know but I just keep going because they're all kind of have their different things and they're on the same level. I'm gonna say Starsky and Hutch
Ooh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
because I kept like flipping back and forth. It's only because it's way more fun with two players. One player, it's not bad, but it's not very challenging.
Okay.
Like this is one of the ones where it's like I don't think it was challenging enough.
Right.
And the AI, like when I showed you that the person you're chasing after would get stuck in an alley, so then you just shoot the car repeatedly while they're stuck, and the mission ends. Yeah, because it was fun with two players, and it's even fun alone. But yeah, the AI glitching out like that, and it definitely taking a dip down when you play it single player, kind of like the opposite of Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's why it's number six.
Okay, that's a really good point. And most of mine, I'm kind of judging on the curve of playing with two
Yeah.
player, or even if it's not a two player game, the fact that like you're experiencing playing the game with like a friend in the room. Um, so that's kind of why I've ranked them the way I have for the most part, except for this game. In my fifth spot, I have Jaws, and that's just because I've probably sunk the most time into it out of all of these games, being that I owned it, and um, just that aspect of maybe it was newer gaming, so there's a little more to it as far as like graphics and style of gameplay that I appreciated. But it is a terrible game, and it does get really boring pretty quickly. So, you could play it for maybe like 20, 30 minutes, and then you just shut it off because you're like, I'm kind of done being a shark, causing chaos for this long. But um, yeah, I just kind of put it in that middle spot where, for me, that kind of wraps up the games where it's like they were okay or I didn't like them at all.
Yeah, that was kind of the thing with Joss. It wasn't bad,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I would just be like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And then for my number five, kind of the same thing where I keep going back and forth on what I want to put. but I think I'll put Blues Brothers 2000 there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe it was because I was surprised that it actually wasn't that bad. Like, it was pretty fun. I mean, not pretty fun, I shouldn't say that. It was fun.
Hmm.
It was better than I thought it was going to be, but some of the stuff, like I said, if you didn't collect all the notes or an instrument, like when I got to the very end of the game for the not final boss, final rhythm challenge, it just said that you got to collect one more instrument and then just kicked me out of the level after I got to the end of it. So yeah, that's why it's number 5.
Okay. I do have a question.
Yeah.
So I know you watched that movie as a kid, like pretty recent, like basically when it came out. Did you play the game when you were a kid?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. I don't think I knew there was. I don't think I knew there was a game because I never even thought about it
Sure.
when I started this show. But then when I saw it, I thought that looks really familiar. Now I'm starting to think I did see that at Blockbuster in the cheap bin for
Yeah.
like $10 or $15
I
game.
was gonna say, like, if you go to like, if you remember like being in like a Blockbuster or like a video games or like a game store or whatever, there's so many titles and things. You probably saw it, but maybe never registered it really.
Well, because I think like after seeing the cover that I think I do remember seeing it in the bin where I got like South Park and Super and some of the other ones on N64, and I thought like, why wouldn't I get that? Like for I'm sure it was cheap,
Yeah.
and I was just picking up cheap games. Then we rewatched the movie, and I thought that's probably why I didn't get it as a kid.
Right. It's gonna be awful if it's anything like the movie, huh? All right. So number 4, I have Lethal Weapon, which in this case we dedicated to Lethal Weapon 3, right?
Yeah.
As far as the material. Again, that one just hits the nostalgic feels, like especially if you're playing with a friend. One of you can be Murtaugh, one of you can be Riggs, and then you just quote Lethal Weapon the entire time because that's the best thing to do, and just buddy cop it with your friend.
Mine is number 4 is Cutthroat Island.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't not great, not bad. Like I enjoyed playing it. I don't know. There's not really a whole lot to say about it. It was just a side-scrolling beat 'em up game. Yeah, and it's serviceable. I don't regret buying it at all. So yeah, I would just go with that.
Yeah, swashbuckle with a friend.
Yeah, not a lot. I feel like I should say more since it's my number 4, but it's like it just is what it is, and it functions right.
Right, and which is kind of surprising because like some of these other ones are more well known and they don't function nearly as well. But
Yeah.
Cutthroat Island does a pretty decent job, huh? All right, here we go. Top 3. This is where I put Fantastic Four. I had a lot of fun with this game, and someone who hated the movie, someone who doesn't like the Fantastic Four superheroes really at all, I found the gameplay pretty enjoyable. And maybe it's because I didn't play any other games like that, like superhero games, so I never got those kind of similar experiences. But I thought it was pretty neat. And also more of a modern game. I think I skew more to modern gameplay than like more typical platforming and so forth, like 2D platforming and stuff, just because I have maybe more experience with that. So playing something on the PlayStation 2, a little more my speed.
Yeah, I can tell by this list I go the opposite direction
Yeah.
on that. But no, I could totally understand somebody liking the game. Like I said, like functionality and stuff, there's nothing wrong with it, except for that one glitch where I was outside,
Yeah.
where I got glitched
Yeah,
outside.
that was weird.
Other than that, it's like, yeah, I could understand people liking it. I just probably is because of comparisons to other games. I just found it kind of boring. Uh, my number 3 is Lawnmower Man.
Ooh.
And that one was another one that I was debating because I enjoy like almost everything about the game, like the gameplay style, the shooting, the levels, even like the music's fine. But it was just the difficulty. Because I enjoy a challenge. I love a challenge in video games, but this was just brutal, and
Yeah.
it was. I mean, it's not even like a second player will help the experience, and it's fun. It's really fun two player. That's another good thing. Single and two player were great,
Hmm.
but it's just that difficulty where, like I said, to get as far as I did, I had to use an Infinite Lives cheat to get to the end of the game on my own. I think I only got about halfway through it. That's as far as I could get. But it is one that I'm gonna revisit and I'm gonna try to beat it. But I don't know if I ever will. Like that and Home Improvement, I'm gonna retry and try to beat them. But I know I'm gonna have way more fun with Lawnmower Man trying to beat it.
Sure, definitely more depth to it and like variety when it comes to levels and activities that go on.
Oh well, and that extra like the 3D part, like when you're
Oh
flying,
yeah,
it's like that was just a cool thing for the time because I like hadn't really seen that in a game, and it was pretty cool. Like I still enjoyed it. Yeah, that's why that's my number three.
yeah. I did appreciate that about Lawnmower Man, where it was like, okay, they really took some of those elements from the source material and tried to incorporate them in the game and make you feel like you were strapped or like hooked into to that
It seemed like
virtual
they
reality
it seemed like
device.
they really tried with that game,
Yeah,
and that's why it.
seems like they tried with it a lot
I
as
know
far as a whole thing because they have sequels and
it's a fun game, and I just wish it wasn't so difficult. But then, like I read the thing about the Sega Genesis version where they said it's more difficult.
ooh,
So I couldn't even imagine trying to play that one.
get you a Sega Genesis, huh?
Yeah. Well, I got one, but I just happened to they happened to bundle Lawnmower Man and Cutthroat Island together, so that's why I got that.
Two for one. Two pretty decent games too out of that.
Yeah, no, actually, because I got both of them for $22, and both of them are way better than I expected.
That's awesome. All right. My number two is Starsky and Hutch. Again, I didn't play any single player. I only played multiplayer, but either being the stick man or the wheel or the wheel man or the shooting guy, right? Like either role was really fun. I preferred driving, but it was cool just to be able to like go through it. Like this is basically like a season. Every kind of like level has like a season to it in a sense where it starts out with a little bit, then you progress farther along in that story until you ultimately catch the bad guy or get the bad guy and solve the crime. So I thought it was really cool and fun. It is a little repetitive. There are glitches and things that happen, but again, for the experience of thinking back to like being a kid, having a sleepover, and just playing a game with your buddy like that, I could see lots of fun being had.
Yeah, cool for an evening, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I played it for a couple days, and I did like the structure of it, the episode and season thing. Yeah, it was good. It was just one of those things where I think it was the vast difference in fun from first player to having two people. And then my number two, Lethal Weapon.
Nice.
Because it difficult, yeah, it was a challenge. Definitely wasn't as hard as Lawnmower Man. Not repetitive either. Like there's always different levels, and it was forgiving enough
Mm-hmm.
with lives and ammunition and things like that. And yeah, I just had a lot of fun with it. And yeah, like it's Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Come on, just have a friend over and be Riggs or Murtaugh.
yeah, and I like the music in it. I really wish I knew about that rolling somersault hit.
Oh right, yeah,
Yeah,
some of
when
the controls.
when you run out of ammo. Because I replayed it and was recording it for the YouTube, and I think we lost that footage, so I'll have to redo
Uh,
it because I forgot about the somersault hit, and I thought, oh, I would look like I was better at this game if I remembered that.
right.
Because I was playing it at like 1:30 in the morning, and I also it had been months since I had played it, so I kind of forgot about that. But yeah, no, once you actually get it down, it really fun game. I liked it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I don't think there's any shock here what our number one is.
Yeah.
But it is for me Rocky. Uh, hit all the nostalgic points. Thought it was a really fun game. You know, it's a boxing game, which those are kind of hit or miss sometimes. Right? There's like the Fight Night games EA came out with, or like what was the other one like on the PlayStation? It was like Punch Out or something. Well,
Yeah,
no,
or,
that's the
no,
Mike Tyson one, but there was
yeah.
like another one. But yeah, it just hits all the right points. It's I feel like they gamed it, and so it's just all positives for the Rocky game.
Yeah, me, of course, number one is going to be Rocky. Yeah, gameplay. Also, it was like really cool that when I put it back in after not playing it for 20, I think it was 20 years, and it still held up because I was kind of worried like, is this going to look like crap and like play poorly?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it still plays well enough. It looks for the PlayStation 2, I think it looks a little better for PlayStation 2 graphics.
Yeah.
It doesn't look awful. It's not as boxy as some of the other PlayStation 2 games. Yeah, like you said, the nostalgia of it being
Mm-hmm.
Rocky. I love how it has all the different Rockies you can be. And even like some of the training stuff was fun. Yeah, and the music because they play Rocky music during it.
Oh, classic, classic, and it has like such a vast like roster of like anyone who's mentioned in the movies as a fighter is basically there.
Yeah. Yeah, even the ones that Apollo Creed saw in the book that he was looking in, like those random names show
Right.
up as people you fight during it.
That's super cool.
And yeah, first player or yeah, story mode is just as fun as playing with a friend.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, definitely. So only positives with that. That's why I was like, that's probably easy number one for both of us.
What do you think's the most underrated one?
Ooh, that is a good
Like that
question.
you were actually surprised with and thought that
I'm
was more fun than you imagined it would be?
I'm probably gonna say Cutthroat Island. I
Yeah.
I knowing how bad that movie, like the horror stories of that production and just how it's considered like such a big flop, the fact that the game is actually like not even semi-competent, just competent is like that's pretty it's pretty it was pretty shocking to me. But I think I also have another like a 1B answer to that, but go ahead.
Yeah, see, that was my thing too. I kind of have to. Like Lawnmower Man, that was. I wasn't expecting much of anything. I thought maybe I would want to just quit after playing a little bit. It's like, no, actually, it was really fun. It was just like the difficulty is kind of insane. But yeah, I was really surprised by how fun that was.
Mm-hmm.
What's your B?
That Lawnmower Man.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
because again, yeah, like watching the movie and being like, what do they even do with this game? Like how do they even like what's the what do you do and how they put it together and stuff and the fact that it like is kind of a semi-competent game
That,
is pretty astonishing.
That's why, like, the story itself, I wouldn't have said, like, they gamed it because a lot of that didn't happen in the movie, but the 3D flying parts are
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, if I walked in here and that was going on and I didn't know what game it was, I would be like, what is this, Lawnmower Man?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's recognizable from the movie, like that scene at least.
Yeah.
And some of the cut scenes where it shows, like, like one of the battles where you fight the Lawnmower Man, Job, you can tell it's like that's the design from the
Okay.
movie. Uh, Also, Blues Brothers 2000. I was surprised. I thought that was going to be awful. I know you think it is,
Yeah.
but I thought it was going to be terrible, and I was probably going to not want to play it. But yeah, once I started playing it, that this isn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be, and I was actually surprised.
Everything except for two player in that game, huh?
No, the two player, dude. That's like yeah, that knocked it. That's why I kept going back and forth
Okay.
with it in like Starsky and Hutch and Home Improvement because that second player thing was so disappointing. But I think it was because I wasn't expecting two player on it to begin with.
Oh,
Like
all
that was
right.
not the intention of getting it at all. Like I had no idea it had two player until I started it up and it said that.
Okay.
So that's probably why I let the two player slide more because I wasn't considering that at all.
Never even an option.
No, and then once I saw it, it's like, oh, you fucks. You because it was like you had me for a second thinking, how does two player work? Like, do we do the story mode together? And it's like, I should have known. And then when you said that, because I didn't even think about it, and then when you said, is it like a rhythm challenge? And like I just went kind of blank face and stared off, and I thought
Of course it is.
that's probably what it is. That sounds awful.
I swear I didn't do any research beforehand either, so.
No, as soon as you said it, it clicked, and I knew that's what it was going to
Oh
be.
man, that's funny.
All right. Well, thank thank God we're not pathetic enough to do a clip show.
Yeah, right.
Just I hate him.
I hate him myself.
Well, we'll cover Beetlejuice at some point.
Nice. What system is that on?
They got NES and Game Boy.
Okay.
I think that's it. I don't know if there's any other ones.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, join me next week when I review The Legend of Bagger Vance on the PS Vita. Until then.